I don't get it.
Podcast. Y'all, this is a ramble, and we know it's back-to-back rambles, but guess what? When I talk to you guys who come into Audrey's Coffee House and Lounge, y'all want rambles all day long.
Yes. So we're going to deliver the rambles. And apparently Ashley's very southern today with two y'all.
I said y'all twice.
You said y'all twice.
Holy moly.
Ashley. You
guys
moved up north and now you say y'all.
Does it sound better to say you guys or y'all? I mean, probably
That's
y'all.
such a good question because I've been feeling like I feel like I can't say you guys anymore.
Why? Because of like certain proper.
Well, because not everyone's a guy.
I know, but like this is something we've been saying like our entire like you know, like this is an expression.
Yeah.
Well,
hold on. I forgot to introduce my friend Sadie, who's on the podcast today. Sadie's going to be joining us for some I Don't Get It. Sadie, what are your thoughts on you guys?
Hi y'all.
Hi, y'all. She's already welcome into the crew. She's funny.
Yeah.
Hello. I actually have adopted y'all, even though I am fully California. I'm proud of my non-regional dialect, but I have adopted y'all because it seems, first of all, it's just convenient. We're combining two words. Mm-hmm. We're kind of skipping a step. But yeah, I alternate between y'all and you guys. So I'm on the fence.
Hey, y'all.
I feel like I say you guys like all day long, so I just need to change it up. And you know what's easier in text or something to say y'all? Like if you guys are coming, like, hey, like when y'all get here, let me know. It's so much easier than when you guys get here. It just sounds better.
That feels so unnatural.
I feel like a poser. Yeah, unnatural. I couldn't do it.
Right, Lauren? Like, I'd be like, who am I? Becca Tilly? Like, what am I saying? Anyways.
It's a ramble, y'all.
Well, do you say any? Look, Nat says anyways, and every time Lauren and I say anyways around my dad, he's like, anyways? Ha, you mean anyway?
He's like, you sound like Jersey trash when you say anyways.
Yeah.
Wait, that's
anyways, we're going to the diner.
That's such a Florida thing, I think.
Yeah.
People are, I've always said anyways. Anyways, so we're going to continue our conversation that we had about icks on our last ramble. So if you guys weren't listening, basically all women have icks when it comes to like things that we see with guys when we're dating them. And someone who listens to the podcast submitted multiple, but one of them I thought was so funny. So she said that she was dating this guy and he had his shirt off and was like making pasta in the kitchen. And the hot water like got on his stomach, like on accident. And he goes, owie.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it.
That'll do it.
Owie. And I want to know how long they were dating for.
I don't know why that made me laugh so hard.
It just puts you in the moment, too, because you're like, no, that is, I can't. Oh.
Like, that's pretty gross. I wonder if like this was an ending moment for her.
No, they definitely didn't end up like dating forever because she had a couple more about him that I didn't share, but I just thought that was like so funny.
Yeah.
What other ones were they?
Icks are so funny.
Well,
They're
okay,
like,
so Sadie, do you share icks that you've experienced?
I'm not sure if you guys have said this already, but if I see like a man in a full outfit, like you're wearing like a shirt and pants, like it's like a designed outfit, and then you have sandals on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no, I didn't.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Repulsive.
I'm out.
Get your
entirely.
shit together. Be an adult and put on socks and shoes.
Yes.
I can't. Ew. Like, especially Hunter has a golf tan and he has the palest feet ever. So it's like he's wearing shorts, tan legs, and then these white little like pasty things are sticking out. And I'm like, if I wasn't with you, this would be the grossest thing.
It's just like they are an accessory. Like your feet are making a statement, and like when they're fully in, if you're at the beach or you're at the gym or like there's some reason for them to be out, it's like, oh, that accessory makes sense. But it's otherwise, I'm like, you might as well be wearing a sombrero on your business casual because like it's not a combination that matches.
I'm sure someone's gone on a date and then a guy walks up with like flip flops and like full on pants, like so.
It also
so
the lack
gross.
of effort too. I want to be like, why are you in your house shoes?
Yeah, and people are like, they're foot prisons. Shoes are foot prisons.
Yeah, like I put on a bra for this. Where are your socks?
Thank you. Like, I am uncomfortable. You should be uncomfortable.
Yes, exactly. And also, I feel like guys don't really pay attention to like feet hygiene.
Yeah.
Like they cut their nails.
If
Men
you
are like
see any
so
of that
good at-
white shit on their toenail, it's over.
Now listen to this, guys. Men of darker skin tones, they can totally get away with flip-flops. It's the pasty white boys that can't.
Interesting.
Discrimination.
I know it's discrimination, but think about it, Lauren. Lauren, think about it.
I know,
A nice
I know.
tan looking foot
With
in a
maybe some
flip-flop.
hairy knuckles. All right.
All
Wait,
right.
Lauren, I was just thinking like, well, you have pale skin and like the black hair coming out.
No, it's the Hobbit effect.
Sounds like my foot.
Yeah.
Sounds like my. It's the Hobbit effect.
I gotta shave my toes weekly, guys.
I haven't shaved my toes in the longest time. I got them lasered.
You got them lasered.
And man, oh man, did that laser, it stuck through. I don't have
stuck
any
through.
hairs on my,
Very
like,
good. Naz is disgusted.
yeah.
Wait,
it's-
you used to shave your toes?
yeah, Lauren currently still shaves her toes.
Wow.
Yep.
Do you shave your toes?
I used to, and then I got them lasered.
Wait, what?
Stop
It's
it,
a pale
Sadie.
person problem. Yeah.
Pale person problem.
This is something we don't talk about enough. Lasering off
I don't
foot
have
hair.
toe hairs.
Well, you don't have hairs
be
anywhere, Naz. Like you don't even have to you don't even have to wax your
Wait,
lip.
right there you have it?
Yeah.
Where? Let me see.
Here, this one's
Just on the knuckle, like where it bends.
Get a couple.
You have nothing.
Well, I've been lasered.
Yeah. Wow, that's fascinating.
Well, actually, let's speak of this. How do you guys get rid of your facial hair? Like each method. So like
A round table
a
discussion.
round table
here.
discussion. Should I begin? Okay.
yes, obviously.
I use the straight razor, I know that people say like, oh, but will it come back denser? Will it come back spiky? I find no difference. It's the only way that I can remove my facial hair without getting overly sensitive or like ruining my skin. Like when I use the whatever they call the cream, that makes me like burn, and that then it's not always even, and it stinks, and I feel really, really disgusting like the 7 minutes that it's on my mustache area, because then you look in the mirror and then you see that white mustache and it's really, really gross. But that's besides the point. It really just hurts
I feel
me.
like that's
my skin's too sensitive for it. And then the waxing, because I use Retin-A, it pulls my skin right off, so I can't do that. So really, I'm left with straight razoring, and I think it's a faux pas that it shouldn't be recommended.
very thorough.
Thanks.
The cream sounds like something you do in 6th grade. When
yeah,
you're
like
probably-
Nair. Like, are you
like
talking about
Yeah,
Nair?
that
I'm talking
sounds
about
like-
Nair because that's what my mom started me with in like 4th
Exactly.
grade.
In like 4th or 5th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where you're like, this is not
It's
so
the-
extreme.
It's the scene from My Big Fat Greek Wedding when they all
Totally.
were
Yes.
getting ready for the wedding. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But it literally smelled like rotten fucking egg. Like,
Oh
what
my
was
God, the
in
worst.
there? What was that chemical?
I don't know. But then they made a better version. It came in a purple tube, and it did not smell as bad. It had like a lavender tone, and it worked way better. It was better for sensitive skin, but still, I'd much prefer my straight razor.
But I want to know who at Nair was like, yes, this product's fine to put in bottles and sell to the masses, literally smelling like expired eggs. Like how and people putting it on their body like it's fine. This is part of beauty.
Like
Like
also like so aggressive. The smell takes me back to being 12 years old in my neighbor's kitchen, and we put on bathing suits and covered our bodies.
Oh,
in this
because like your
foam.
bikini area?
Just our like arms, our legs, our bikini area. We like covered our body.
Whoa.
And
Too much.
There's negative side effects. It did not. It did not feel good.
also it burned like hell. Did it burn for anyone else?
Yeah, and then you'd take it off, and then you would be red for like 3 days.
Yeah.
Well, Naz, did you even have to? This all started because I feel like Naz only has hair where she should have, and that's I don't mean that. That's not right at all. Naz only has hair where most people
Her
would
eyebrows
like
and
to
her
have
head.
hair, which is her eyebrows and her head. So Naz, did you even grow hair on your upper lip?
Yeah. No, I definitely have like a little stash, but I used Nair for my legs and like for bikini line. I didn't use it for my face. I'm shocked that you use an actual razor for your face. I think I would be terrified to
Not
do
like
that.
not like a leg razor or like a man razor. Like I use a straight razor. It's different.
What is it? What is a straight razor?
It's just like that, like
It's a dermaplaning razor.
dermaplaning.
I
You know,
have one in my
dermaplaning.
bag.
But you're talking about like the little motorized ones, right? That you get at
No,
CVS.
but I also use that. Oh my God. Flawless, the flawless thing that you see infomercials for, amazing. incredible.
Rips your hair out of your
No,
face.
Lauren, it
Wait,
doesn't
what is
rip it
this?
out.
I don't know what this is. I don't have like
It's
commercials.
a hair removal like buzzer, but it's different than most buzzers. It like makes you so smooth. I don't know how it does it. I don't know. Maybe it does lift from the root a little bit.
I started getting the motorized ones because you always had them in your house, Ashley. So that's what I use on my mustache.
Oh, well, that's good for nose hairs and such
Yeah.
as well.
What, Lauren? What do you do?
I go between the straight razor and waxing.
I can't believe you guys
Very
use
normal.
a straight razor. What do you use, Sadie?
So I have a straight razor too. I actually like. It's nice to like once you do it. I feel like my makeup looks really good.
Yeah.
Oh,
the next couple days.
1,000%.
Yeah. But I also am addicted, and this is like for a specific demographic of
This?
people. Yeah, that's what I have too. It's
Okay,
one of
like
those
the
little-
skinny metal facial
Yeah.
razor.
Yeah.
I am addicted to plucking face hairs.
Yeah.
And specifically, like in really good lighting. Like there is nothing more satisfying. But
You can be
it-
there for hours.
It ruins your skin. What'd she say?
You could be there for hours.
Yeah. It's like very satisfying, and it's funny because I've learned this like from being in someone's car, and I like caught her in her like secret shame because she had like 4 pairs of tweezers in her car, and I was like, "Wait, what are all these for?" And she was like,
It's a
so
natural light,
embarrassed
baby.
and was like, "The light in here is really
Yeah.
good for plucking face hairs." And then now, guess who keeps a pair of tweezers in her car?
Wait, I
you
love
pluck your
that Sadie.
mustache?
I love that Sadie brought this up because I literally will wake up and have a whole day of things to do. And when I look in
Tell
the
me
mirror,
this.
like my good lighting mirror, like near
Yes.
my closet, not my bathroom, and I see hairs, I'm like, oh, hold everything.
Yep.
Hold everything. I don't care if I'm 15 minutes late. I have to stand here and pluck all these first. And it's like this, like, it has like such a sense of urgency and immediacy to like get rid of it.
It's so satisfying. Like
Yeah.
you will, like if you have a full day, exactly. Like you get in that lighting, it's hours and it's satisfying and fun. You put on music or TikToks and you pluck away. It's the best pastime. People
a
are like,
reason
"What's
to
your
fall
happy
in love."
place?" It's literally in the lighting, plucking, or squeezing
Stop.
your pimples.
This is
Yeah.
so interesting because I do not enjoy the plucking process. I will do it when I look into that horrible lighting. You know, good. It's good because you see everything, but it's horrible
Yeah.
because you see everything.
Yeah.
I don't ever enjoy the process.
I've stayed dedicated to like finding the good lighting and whatever because one time I was at the dentist. Okay.
Oh my God,
And
it's
I was
always
in
the
the chair.
dentist. They pull your lip up and then you see all your little spiky mustache hairs. It's so embarrassing.
I'm in the chair and they've got that light that is like made for a spaceship. Like it's a weird light. And they put the light in my face and hand me a mirror to show me like what they had done in my mouth. And all I could see were little like a couple chin hairs. And I was like, I can't look at this. I need one of these lights. And so then from then on, I've paid attention. Because I didn't
So I
want to be
ordered a
caught in the
dentist
dentist
chair.
The dentist
Wow, I
light.
get that.
Oh my gosh, I'm always so embarrassed at the dentist because even though I'll be like, oh, I removed lip hair like 7 days ago, they saw it all, like it's all back, and it's just they were looking at it the entire time. I know they were.
Now I have something kind of hair related, I guess. What's everyone's preference on the male grooming situation down there? Because that could cause ick real fast. I got a major ick. There was this one guy, and he was like completely shaven, not a hair in sight, and then like it feels wrong. Like when you're having sex with him, it feels very wrong. So I hate clean shaven men. What do you
So
think?
you like to like feel hair when you're
I want to feel
having
hair.
intercourse?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
100% agree. Anytime I've seen someone completely bald, I'm like, this is an accident. Like I caught
an
you
accident.
in a wrong time. Like this, you didn't mean for it to be like this.
Yes,
Like you couldn't
yes.
have.
Ew.
Yeah, I don't-
Oh,
I don't
God,
like
that was
that either.
so. I really think that was what ended one thing.
See, that's so interesting because I love giving head. So I don't think I've ever engaged with someone that was like completely bald. But I feel like less hair, the better. Because the
Groomed?
less in my... I guess
like,
it needs to be groomed.
You need a beard trimmer, you need a bald trimmer. Like they're two different trimmers in your
A
bathroom.
trimmer, but not a shaver.
It's a trimmer, but not a shave. 1,000%. Not that
you
I've
need-
seen
everything
enough
needs
to
be
know.
trimmed
Yes.
And like,
Yes.
like a gardener came, but
Yeah.
not a...
Have you guys ever gone down on someone that like wasn't groomed and then you just like had a bunch of views?
Yeah, it's called my fiance. No, but I like it more. Like when it's pretty full, I'm like, this is so much better than when you trimmed. I think. I don't know. It looks more
participate
manly.
a little bit more if I had more experience and if my mom wasn't listening.
Our mom is not going to know what you're talking about.
It's okay. I still pass.
Yeah. Okay.
What'd she say?
I still pass.
Okay. She passes her turn.
Okay. Anything else on this hair?
On the hair
Oh well,
topic.
Lauren, I want to know how when you do wax because I've never seen you wax.
My upper lip.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Never see me wax?
I've never seen you
those
wax
little,
yourself.
I have those little strips, and I just rip them off. That's it.
Okay.
I got a box.
Speaking
Got
of hair,
flamingo.
your money pieces look so bomb right now, but Lauren won't give me money pieces.
What are money pieces?
Money pieces are face framing highlights.
Oh, that's what they're called?
Yeah, they're money pieces.
They look great.
Because they're money.
Yes,
'Cause they're
money.
bling
And I won't
bling.
give them to Ashley because honestly, your widow's peak hairline is gonna make it look a little bit strange, and you're too dark.
Have a widow's peak.
You have like a little calic here that never makes your hair like part like perfectly center. So
Yeah.
like I think it would look a little.
Do you
bizarre.
guys ever watch Benny Drama's videos of Kourtney Kardashian and like when
Yeah.
he like colors in the
So
windows?
Yes.
hilarious.
So good.
Oh my God. Speaking of,
I
guys.
know, well, we were obviously going to get to it, Ashley.
Well, it's a natural transition.
natural transition.
That-
Pete and Kim.
I mean, what the heck, guys? I was like
so upset.
so into it.
Now,
I'm so upset.
Theories, anyone? Because
you think-
obviously, who broke up with who?
Well, do we think that like Chris had any hand in this because it's right as the baby was
Chloe
also-
and Tristan. Yeah, did you guys see those memes where it was like Chloe and Tristan have baby number 2 and
Yeah.
Skeet breaks up and it's Chris laughing like hysterically?
Yeah.
Now, you mean to like draw attention away from
Yeah.
Chloe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
That's what I've seen on TikTok.
Oh, interesting.
Like it's like they're just working on their PR at the same time.
That would
Also, I saw on
obviously.
TikTok where they break down when there's an episode in like the last 2 seasons of Kardashians where Kim is looking over analytics of what people like to see them do. I don't know if you guys remember this. She's
They
"Oh, I
like
had my
breakups.
they like they
Relationship
liked something
drama.
about seeing her in a relationship, and they didn't like Kanye. So it was like all these people being like, we don't love you with Kanye. And it was like I don't know, someone on TikTok was like, this is when she decided she was going to date Pete. Like,
Wow.
Or date someone new.
I think that the last time we even saw them together was when I think Chris Appleton did his hair bleach blonde, and they were like laughing in a parking lot, and that may have been like a month and a half ago, maybe a little bit longer. And I don't know, maybe she got the ick from the blonde hair.
He's had blonde hair their entire relationship. I think he looks so much better with
No.
dark hair. And I'm like, why is he
think-
always
I don't-
blonde?
I don't know, but then I saw this thing. It's like so sad about Kim and Pete. It's so sad, but then all this Miley and Pete compilation because like, don't we think Miley and Pete are a much better option and they would look amazing?
Wait,
together?
Miley
Too
Cyrus?
obvious.
Yeah.
Yes. What other Miley do you know?
I don't think Miley, Cyrus, and Pete make sense at all.
I think they make a ton of sense, but they're too similar, Lauren. They're too together.
They also, I feel like they have the same like mouth and voice. Is that
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. That could be brother and sister, I guess.
Yeah, that's why it doesn't make sense. That gives me an ick. I'm really sad that Kim and Pete aren't together anymore. But I also, I don't know. I think a part of me,
Guys, we were living for the content on the
We
show.
really thought that they were going to get engaged.
I did.
I know.
What-
I think that's what I was like trying to like grapple with in my head right now. I was like, did I actually think that her and Pete were going to last forever? I think if I'm being completely honest with myself, no, but I wanted them to. I wanted this to be,
You also thought like you couldn't imagine them really being together forever, but then also you couldn't imagine one of them breaking up with the other one. Like I couldn't imagine what they would have to go through to break up.
Totally. I got the news via text, and I just got a screenshot of like a picture of the two of them, and then it was thoughts ? And I legitimately thought it was an engagement announcement. So I was really bummed to see it was a breakup. I thought it was
Well,
more
why do we
likely
think-
to
we
be an
think-
engagement.
Yeah, I agree. Who do we think broke up with who and why?
Okay, so recently there's this quote that came out that said like Pete's biggest dream in life is to have kids. Like that's all, like his number one. And I'm thinking, well, one, she's 41. It's definitely possible. I don't think that her age is really
Especially
a factor.
with all the procedures she went through, and she probably has.
She may even have like frozen embryos. Actually, not embryos. Those would be with Kanye. Eggs.
Yeah.
But I think that she probably is like, I have 4. I'm not going to do this again. And I think that he's like, yeah, I should probably find somebody who's like more at my stage of life. Maybe. But I also don't see him breaking up with her. I think more of like her breaking up with him. Maybe in the sense where she was like, I think that you need to like live your life and be 28. And yeah.
That's kind of where
Sadie has thoughts.
That's my train of thought. And I also think it's so fun to watch her have fun. I don't know if anyone else felt this way, but I was like, this is fun. I'm living vicariously through you. Younger man. I love that summer fling energy. So I wasn't like so sad that they broke up because I'm like, as long as you're having fun, like this is fun for you. I love it. And I do think like she probably ended it. Like that's my to let him go. And maybe she wanted to have Kanye back as her stylist. Like there's also that option.
Well, that's so funny you say that, Sadie, because
Only as a stylist?
Yeah. As her boyfriend, husband, stylist.
well, it's funny you say that because before Kim and Pete broke up, I heard rumblings that like Kim was back with Kanye. And then of course she posted Kanye Yeezy's new like sunglasses with like North.
Yeah.
And of course she looked incredible, you know, like wearing Kanye's clothes. And so then when the Skeet thing news came out, I was like, damn, like, do you guys think I actually don't think she would get back with Kanye, but I think a lot of people think that she would.
I think she would.
I think she would. I think she would.
Just like leaving him and feeling that freedom, I don't know how she could go back to it.
I don't think right now. I think if she did, it wouldn't be right now.
Well, there's an element of like he's the father for kids. Like what, you know, there's that piece. Right. He's unhinged, but together they are like a power. There's something happening. Like I could see her going back just for the, like it's like a merger of sorts in some sense. Like it doesn't just feel like a relationship.
That's true. But I just feel like Kim was so like, I just want the little things. And remember when Pete got her dibs on the PJ? And I'm like, this is what she loves. This is what she needs. She doesn't need like money. She doesn't need like, she's done everything. She's been on every magazine cover. Like at this point, I don't know. But it is funny because think about it. It did work. No one's talking about Chloe and Tristan's second kid.
Not all.
And everyone's talking about Skeet.
Yeah.
I know.
I want to go off what Sadie was saying. I do think that she wants to be with the father of her children. I think she's pretty traditional in that way. So if she could be, she would be. And yeah, there's like a friendship there that is so deep with them that even if it like wasn't always romantic, I feel like she could always like Kanye could always be her best friend.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think they are best friends right now.
Yeah.
But no one likes her. Like she gained so many new fans, I think, during this whole Pete thing. Like I feel like she gained more popularity during this Pete thing than in her entire career almost. Because like everyone loved it. So I don't know if it would be purely for her emotions, not even for a PR thing.
Do we think the breakup's going to be on season 2? Like you think they would shoot something now and edit it in because it's coming next month?
Yeah.
I guess so, yeah.
I mean,
you have to give us closure.
Yeah, I need to. We know how it forms, so now we have to know how it ended. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break right now, and we'll be back to talk about my Nanny Gate.
Nanny Gate.
You guys have probably heard us talk about ZocDoc before, but we're going to remind you because we love them so much. ZocDoc is an app. ZocDoc is an app where you can find really great doctors that have certified patient reviews, whom you can book online, whom you can tell right off the bat whether or not they take your insurance. It's so great. It's so helpful.
I used it last week. I kept having every single night I had a migraine, and I was like, what the hell? And I was like, you know what? I have the ease at my fingertips right on my phone. I have ZocDoc. I'm going to look up a neurologist, and I'm going to get this shit taken care of. I'm not going to be a hypochondriac and wonder what's going on when I could literally use ZocDoc to cure all of my problems.
So when is your appointment?
My appointment is next week, and it was the easiest thing ever. And there's so many reviews. There's like, you can search by like how many stars the doctors have. They're like, you can see all their education, all the good stuff.
Yes. So Guys, go to ZocDoc.com, find the doctor that is right for you. You can book an appointment in person or remotely. Find someone that works for your schedule. All you have to do is go to ZocDoc.com/getit and download the ZocDoc app for free. And then you can start your search for a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's ZocDoc.com/getit, ZocDoc.com/getit. Okay, what's Nanny Gate?
Nanny Gate is like, I mean, I hope that this girl, like, I hope something happened for this not to be working out accordingly. So Jared and I interviewed a nanny. I have come to the conclusion that I need a nanny, and like, I cannot deny it any longer. I can't just have a little helper. Like, I need someone part to full time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's okay, because I know I'll be a better mom this way. I always wanted to be the mom that like was like kind of a stay-at-home mom, but I realized that like I'm not a stay-at-home mom. I'm a working mom too. So like you can't do both. You can't be a working mom, a stay-at-home mom, even if you work at home. It's like really, really hard. Anyway,
I'm so proud of you though for like saying that out loud and like claiming that and like working through that, because I feel like that's something that you really, really I feel like that's something a lot of moms like really take on themselves to be like, am I a good mom if I'm not 100% attentive and doing this? And it's like, yes, you are. You are a good mom if you're putting yourself first, in whatever way you need to do that. And so I think that's great that you're doing what's best for you, Ash.
Well, thank you. I also think it's best for him in the sense that like he'll get full on attention during the day from someone. And then when I am with him, he'll have all of my attention instead
of
of
a grumpy mom.
my like frustrated, distracted self, which I can't stand that. I want to be able to like wake up and enjoy every moment that I have with him. So this way I can enjoy all the moments I have with him because I won't be stressed out. And then Jared also like, this was a couple months ago that he said this, but he was like, you're being a good mom by providing for him the way that we're able to provide for him now, but like you can't provide for him. You're going to like look back if you like slip in your work and you are not as productive as you've been the past, like 6 years, then you're going to look back in time and be like, oh man, like I should have used that time. Just like
to hone your career a little bit.
Yeah, like you have to kind of like focus on your career because you doing well there is also doing well for him.
Yes.
Anyway,
very good.
Blah blah blah
Very
blah blah
good.
blah blah.
Yeah,
I still don't- I
I
still
think
just
that's all really good stuff. I
can't
think we
believe
should
you
like
have the
talk
child.
about that more too, because people feel so
Guilty.
new moms feel so guilty, and it
Yeah.
makes me so sad.
Yeah, I think so. You guys don't know this, so I was raised Mormon. So a lot of my close friends are similar age range, and they have like 4 kids at this point. So I have a lot of friends who have like in my 20s, mid 20s, we're going through this like early stage mom guilt. And it's like a real living thing. Like mom guilt creeps up on people and like taps on your shoulder random times like, hey, are you being a good enough mom? Yeah. And so it's it's really cool when people can find a system that works for them, like including, whether it's like daycare, school, childcare, nanny, family, like a lot of people, like there's so many resources and different ways to parent. And there's so much mom guilt. So anytime someone does something to conquer mom guilt is like a win for all of us.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sadie. That's so sweet. It's funny because it comes in different forms. Like mine, I guess, comes in the form of like, oh man, I'm staying at home. Like I work from home, so I should be able to do both at the same time. But then you realize that like working from home, you still need to like be at a desk. You still need to be totally focused on the work, and like it just doesn't work out like that. But like a lot of people get it from going away with their girlfriends for like 2 days, on a weekend. I don't get it from that. I think because like I truly know in my spirit that like those are really good for me. I think work feels more of like a responsibility, like a part of your like day to day. So that is where I get more of my guilt from.
And do you feel this with work too? Because I've had people say like if they're being a really full-time attentive mom, then they have work guilt. They have kind of this other thing that pops up and is like, are you working hard enough?
Oh,
like is your
absolutely,
career? Yeah.
I saw on Instagram this week a reel that was really funny. It said like when you're drunk and you're hungover and you totally plan for the day to just be a relaxing couch day, and then the productivity anxiety comes in, and I was like, oh my gosh, productivity anxiety! It finally has a name.
Yeah, I was literally talking to someone yesterday how I am not good at resting. I'm not good at resting, and I'm so proud of myself because I've really been working on trying to have a life and a career, like a real work-life balance. Because you guys know, I don't, like, I didn't tell you, obviously, Ashley, like, when it happened, but I was interviewing Brad Pitt Monday.
I was interviewing Brad Pitt. That's our next combo, okay?
And you guys know, like, for a big interview like that, I normally am like, cancel everything for the weekend. Like, my anxiety is so much that I'm like, I cannot do well if I'm like out rendezvousing with people. And for the first time ever that weekend, I flew to Denver, met Sadie. We went to see Abraham Hicks, which was really cool. And then the next night I went to my friend's like oyster like Yahtzee party. I learned how to play Yahtzee, which is so cool.
Oh, a Yahtzee party.
Yahtzee.
Not a yacht party.
It was so fun. But anyways, normally, and that was the night before, and I am so proud of myself for like doing that because I would be like, oh my God, I need to be in bed right now or it's not going to be good. And it's crazy that like when you're in one thing, you can't even enjoy it because of anxiety because you think that you're like missing out or not being attentive to something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's menacing.
Oh,
whether
well,
it's
that's
like a
how I
baby or
am.
your job. Yeah.
That's how I am all the time with him. Like, even if I'm sitting and he's on my lap and he's smiling and it's so cute, I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I could enjoy this moment fully, but I can't because I know how far behind I am in everything else.
All right, so then you're going to get a nanny to cope with all of these issues.
Yeah. Now listen, we met with this girl on Friday.
The way you're like setting this up right now, like it's like, are you afraid of the dark?
I know. The tale of the nanny.
now listen. Yeah. The lights off, flashlight under your fucking mouth.
I hope I look back on this in like 24 hours and laugh. Or something, but it's just like so crazy. So on Friday we had this interview with this girl and she was so awesome, like so awesome. She wants to like, as her like career, come open a center in the next town over for like mommy and me, but not just mommy and me, like where we sit around in a circle and like pass a ball and stuff, like very cognitive things, like things that really, you know, like that are very specific with like different ages and like different activities that really bring out the brain in certain like parts, you know, like there's different rooms for different like parts of the brain and like the personality and all this stuff. I wish I could like actually quote, but it's like something that Naz would be into, like baby yoga. Mom and me yoga was like a thing that she was going to have like a mom and me yoga class.
That's right.
So I was like, okay, oh my God, this is amazing. She had over a decade of experience in nannying. She's 31. She's engaged. She what was it? She's nannied before for kids with Down syndrome and autism. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like she knows all about scheduling babies and like how their, you know, brain works best throughout the day, nap scheduling, eat scheduling, all this stuff. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we found this girl. First interview.
Right, like not only a caretaker, but someone who knows how to cognitively build skills like within your child's
exactly.
brain.
Like a teacher, basically. Not just
And
somebody who's going to
mental
hold
health
him.
aspect,
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Like lots and lots of things. Like she's going to be able to help me like parent kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially because the developmental stages of babies is wild. Like
Yeah.
1 week they can't see colors, the next week they can. One week they can hold stuff with their right hand, the next week they can use their like left hand. Like it's crazy. Things just move really fast.
So crazy. But she was so educated on just that early developmental thing. And I was like, wow, this is exactly what I needed. Now I'm feeling so much better about my whole life. Jared met her a couple minutes before I got there. And he was like, oh, she's the best. Like, I'm so excited. Like, I feel so good. Like, she's hired. And I was like, Jared, she's not hired. Okay.
Wait
like,
for this
Jared loves to be like, hired. Like, this is what he does. This is what he does at the shop.
doing
Okay.
that. Yeah,
he's like, I said hello to this person. They said hello back. I told them that they were hired.
Yeah. If anyone wants a
Like
job at
just knocking
Audrey's,
shit
they
off
don't
a
do
to-do
background
list.
checks. Yeah.
The opposite of The Apprentice. He's hiring everybody.
And I was like, no, Jared, we'll have her for a couple weeks. She'll stay at home with me for a few days, you know, like as a mommy's helper for a couple days. And then when I get comfortable and like if Dawson seems to be taking to her, then we'll have her like babysit when I'm not there for a couple days. And then like in a couple weeks, we'll evaluate and see if this is like really the one for us. And then he was like, okay, fine. I was like, he's like, you're right. I'm like, okay, yes, I know, I'm right. So she and we left our conversation saying that she was going to come over on Monday and Tuesday this week. And that she told me to text her when I figured out a time for Monday. So yesterday morning, I texted her and I said, hey, could you come at 9 a.m. tomorrow? My mom and I would love to get some stuff done before she leaves back to Virginia. And no response for like an hour. So I texted her again. I was like, oh, I know it's really last minute. So if like 9 a.m. is too early, just like let me know. And then no response. Forever. And then I started thinking, like, did I get the wrong number? Because when she put her number in my phone the other day, I said, it's Ashley. Just to like give her my number back. I was like, maybe she plugged in her number wrong.
Was it green or blue?
No, it's gone blue.
Okay.
Both times. And then I'm thinking like, you know, it would be nice if the person whose the wrong number it was would be like, hey, this is not so-and-so.
Yeah.
Right.
But no. And then I went, then like, what was it? Like 10 hours later, I texted, hey, just checking in. Nothing. And then I went on her Instagram and it's open. I'm surprised because I feel like most people who are like private citizens are private, you know?
It's public.
So I was like, oh, it's public. And I saw that she posted at 6 p.m. And like she posted like a big thing at 6 p.m. Multiple pictures, commenting and everything. I'm like, okay.
Huh.
And then I was just, now I'm getting curious.
Now
you know?
you're like, I would get pissed now.
Oh, I'm getting pissed and I'm getting curious. I'm getting pissed to the point like, oh, okay, now I really have to worry. Like, I don't know if this is the girl for us, right?
Yeah.
So then so Jared has been DMing her. That's how they first initially got in contact. True transparency, we found her on care.com. But we didn't want to pay to message her.
Oh my God.
You have to,
Stupid loser.
You have to pay to message. You have to pay to message, okay? But there was just one girl that we were interested in, okay? So we found her on Instagram.
These
and then
red
Jared
flags.
DM'd her. So they've been going back and forth through DM. So last night at 11 o'clock, Jared DM'd her, stating that she was active at 6. Mm-hmm. And then I call him at 11 this morning. She still hasn't opened it. He hasn't responded to any text and has not opened his message. So,
Are you getting ghosted?
am I getting ghosted by a nanny? And why?
But how do you still don't know if it's the wrong number or not, right?
Well, I would figure. Well, now I think it's weird. Now that we add the Instagram thing on top, I think it's very strange.
Was she very responsive on DMs before she met you guys?
I think she was. Again, that was Jared's communication with her.
Okay, so you went on care.com, you found a girl that you liked, and then you found her on Instagram and messaged her.
Mm-hmm. When she came over, what was the
yes,
discussion?
Elle Woods. They just like Elle Woods at the beginning of the
Because
case.
I'm trying to find the disconnect.
So you were
here.
in the shower. Yes, I was in the shower. So you got a perm, and then you went into the shower.
Wait, Ashley, when she left your house, what did you guys agree upon? Because I feel like I wasn't clear on that. Were you like, we're going to try you out for a week? Like, what did she say?
That's what I said. I said, we would love to have you come in Mother's Help a couple times next week and eventually have you babysit him alone. I said, I definitely like you right off the bat. I definitely want you to, at the very minimum, probably be a babysitter for us. But I definitely need to see how you guys jive.
Okay. Can I just say this? You should definitely pay the extra for the care.com because they have background checks on there. Like you have to have a background
but you're
check.
only allowed to be on there if you pass the background check.
That is incorrect.
No, that is.
I was on care.com in Sitter City for years and years. I personally, background checks, like you pay $50 to do.
No, she was
you
background checked. I know
She was
this.
background checked.
Yeah.
So did you see all her references and background checks?
You're
and all that
right.
stuff?
I would 1,000% now will sign. I will pay the money.
Now you're curious.
so that I can get the recommendations because I want to call these people.
Exactly.
Wait, Lauren, this is so funny because, Lauren, I remember when you were in LA, you went on care.com, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like we were together. I didn't know about any of this. And Ashley, I feel like you're going to hear back from her. But also, I just want to acknowledge that I think there's like a larger conversation here that now that I have a couple friends that have kids, finding a nanny is so anxiety inducing. Yeah. Finding someone that will like work with your schedule, that'll get along with your child. And then even
Get
when
along
you
with
find,
you.
Get along with you. But I think it's more, well, I guess it depends. Like because I've had friends where it's like, I wasn't best friends with my nanny, but I don't need to be best friends with my nanny and they're perfect for my kid, blah, blah, blah. But basically it's just it's really like, and then even when you find the perfect person to like trust them and walk away like with your like beloved child, it's like such a thing.
It's like it could turn into a Lifetime movie real quick.
Right. It absolutely can. So, I mean, moral of the story, I'm going to get back on care.com and I'm going to look at the background check. If for some reason, in the recommendations, if for some reason she even gets back to me, but you guys, if she gets back to me, the question, this is my point of view. If she gets back to me, I might be blunt for the first time in my life and be like, the first time in my life, and be like, hey, we really had great vibes with you. We were excited about it. But like, I have to say it's kind of, it's making us a little bit more cautious about jumping in because of your lack of response.
This is a perfect moment for you to like set a boundary and be clear on what it is you want. Hey, we really were impressed by you. We'd still love to try you out. Moving forward, I need like continued communication. I need continued communication or whatever it is. That's not the term, but you know what I mean? Like I need to know where you are and I would like someone who's more responsive. Let me know your thoughts on that. And if it's not a fit, it's not a fit. But like she just helped you clarify what you need in a nanny that you didn't even probably know you needed.
Yeah, that's so true. It's a learning experience just there. That's like somebody, I want to look for somebody with like those kinds of qualifications.
Maybe she thought it was like a weekend and she didn't need to respond.
Yeah, that's true.
She
and
thought during the weekend she didn't have to respond?
Maybe.
We had a set date of Monday.
Oh, you did.
We didn't have a set time, but we had a set date. So here we are.
Literally, this is dating. Like, this is a different type of dating.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've been here. We had a day. We didn't have a set time. Then all of a sudden, my messages were on red. Like, I've been.
This is exactly like dating now.
Yeah.
Oh my
Actually,
God.
You get the nervous jitters, and it doesn't have to be with a guy you like.
I know. I was so excited about her. So excited about her. I thought we had so much potential. She's going to make my life better.
Great education.
Yeah, you're like vetting her background. You're like, I want her to think I'm kind of funny, but also kind of cool. Like, I'm like a cool mom and like we can connect. Yeah.
This is fun.
But before
you haven't felt this anxiety or this type of, you haven't felt rejection in this way, Ashley, in a while. And so it's
so true.
It's so funny because I was telling Sadie, like, I have been realizing of myself that I can't sit with disappointment, rejection, or criticism. Like those three emotions are so hard for me to just sit with. It's like I try to get rid of it whenever I'm feeling it, or like what you're going through, Ashley. Like I would be insane. My anxiety would be through the roof. I'd be like, oh my God, I need to meditate. I need to do this. I need to do this. When really all I need to do is sit down and say, oh, I am disappointed. Or I am rejected right now. And even in just like claiming it, it makes it better. You're like, okay, that is what this is. Yeah. And that's okay because it's not going to feel this way forever. And I needed this information to now know what I do want.
And it's easy, to like basically put a name to it. Like I am rejected. And then you can come to terms with it.
Or I am feeling rejected.
Okay,
you know?
I'm feeling rejected.
This might not apply to this situation at all, but I've only been properly ghosted once. And the time that I lost my mind. Like I honestly felt like I fell into like a hole. I was like, he must be dead. Like no one would just not respond. Like he must be dead. And I reached out to, and then when I saw his Instagram, I was like, no, so he's alive. Like, you know, the reality is setting in. I'm like, I think I'm being ghosted. I reached out to a friend of mine who is a straight guy, like a playboy. And I was like, so talk me through this. Like, what is happening? And my friend, trying to be a good friend to me, was like, listen, Sadie, if you're wondering if he gives a fuck about you, he's letting you know that he doesn't. And I was like, wow, harsh, but like,
Wow.
okay.
But yes.
And there is something about like, regardless of the scenario, maybe she got the, if I'm applying this logic to this situation, it's like she's letting you know she's not communicative. Like
Yeah.
she's not like responsive. I'm not saying that she doesn't give a fuck about you. It's a different situation, but it's
Now,
like
Sadie, I want to know: are you traumatized forever now by being ghosted? Like, if you talk to anyone, do you think you're gonna be ghosted?
no. So actually, funny story. So he ghosted me, and then he reached back out, and I was like, no, you're a dead person. You're a ghost.
Yes.
Like you're not real.
Yeah,
He tried to
call
like
that. Does they have a term for that?
zombieing.
Yeah. So he came back
Yeah.
as a zombie. And he was trying desperately to meet up and was like, we could go here, we could do this. And I was like, you're dead. You're dead to me. And then he goes, I'm getting a tattoo on Friday. Maybe you could come with me. And I was like, that is the weirdest invite to anything. I barely know you, sir. And also what time? Because I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
Literally how we reconnected. And so we had this like reconnection. And then guess who ghosted me twice? I've been ghosted twice by the same person. He ghosted me again. And I was like, you know what? Shame on you. Shame on me. This is I participated. So I learned my lesson, but it didn't actually scar me. I think I've ended up ghosting people since, which is
What kind of tattoo did you get?
That's interesting because then Sadie, you took it and like you've ghosted other people. Lauren, I've been completely traumatized since you guys know the life ruiner who that my big breakup that led to Heartbroken Anonymous in 2016. I couldn't
always thought every man comes back. Every man comes
No, but
back.
that one never did.
That one never did.
And I couldn't believe that I had shared 6 months with someone that just was literally to this day. And I am so traumatized that in little instances, it's like I'm working through it in EMDR, but it's like I'm definitely not there yet, where I get severe anxiety where I feel like I'm just going to be left and like never going to see them again, which is also like, okay, well, can I be okay with that?
We're talking about
Like,
the
I
guy
should be
that
able to
you
be
said
okay
that
with
you
that.
ran out of his car crying and you never saw him again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's scarred me for life, but I also am like that. I made it all about me and personalized it and made it about my worth. And like, how could someone not want to like, I'm such a nice person and I was so great. Like, and then I'm just slowly realizing, and I think we all know that it's like, well, that is nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
But you don't think that your body internalizes it as like you.
No, but then when I've been on the other side of it and I'm like, ooh, I'm done here. I haven't like properly ghosted anybody. I should be clear, but I have done the like one text, like we're done. Thanks so much. Like just like I'm closing this door. And when you're on the other side of it, it really isn't like you're staying up all night critiquing the person. You're literally just like, oh, this isn't for me.
This doesn't feel right.
Unless he's wearing flip flops.
Unless then I'm staying up all night. Also, another one that came to mind is, have you guys mentioned this before? White sunglasses? Does that
White
give anyone else?
On a
sunglasses.
man that is not cute.
Oh my god!
Something
terrible.
about men and if it's white, like it's not just
That is the puka shell of shades.
that is exactly right. But that's another one I just thought of. I was like, like not just the Oakleys. It's like any white frame glasses. Like I'm
So
like,
gross. Like you are a loser. Oh, I see it vividly. I'm watching Daisy of Love right now, like the spinoff of Rock of Love, and it came out in 2009, I think. And every guy there is wearing like white sunglasses.
Yeah.
It's so gross.
That's they would be.
Guys, to wrap up this conversation, am I getting ghosted by the nanny? And why wouldn't she, as this is not a romantic relationship, just
How
say...
old is she supposed to be? Oh, she's 31.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you just say, hey, it's not going to work out because something. Why is she ghosting?
Well, why? You could say that of any guy that's ghosted any person,
but that's like more personal. That's more of like, I do not feel romance towards you. I'm not attracted to you. I don't like your personality. This is like, is this
but
me?
it could be a million other reasons. It could be they're dealing with depression or something. And like in this girl's case, maybe she doesn't want to take on anymore, doesn't know how to say no to someone in the work like sphere, like maybe she's just like literally avoiding all type of confrontation and doesn't want to say no because she knows you really like her.
And let me just clarify. She really doesn't have a job right now. She does, but she doesn't. Like she's ready and willing to quit.
Okay, because that was my guess. Like having been on this side, like I've worked as a nanny back in the day, and worked as a personal assistant. I've been in people's homes, and like the times I was the least responsive, I remember being like, because I was weighing out other options. Like I either had like another job offer or like something like that, or maybe I was traveling or like something coming up and I didn't know how to say like, I'm
That's
not
what it is.
prioritizing.
Deciding
like,
between another family and us?
That's what it is.
maybe.
Could be.
I agree.
Could be. All right, we're going to take one
Maybe
last
she
break.
doesn't feel worthy to be your nanny.
That's ridiculous. Thank you
Maybe
for
she's
being
gonna
so sweet.
Maybe she's gonna DM you in a couple weeks and ask you to come to her tattoo appointment with her.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, Sadie, I want to know what tattoo he got because that'll say a lot about the guy.
Okay, so actually, I'm obsessed with this because I went and I was bitter. So I show up and it was this guy who had tattooed him a handful of times. They were like good buddies. They've worked together, and it's also a tattoo artist. So this guy doesn't know that he ghosted me. He has heard about like our date that we went on and like the time that we spent together. So he's like, I've heard so much about you. He's kind of like chatting me up and roasting the guy that he's tattooing, the guy that I'm seeing. And I was loving it. I was like, yeah, drag his ass. Like drag him. And the guy goes, so he was getting it was like a map, like a Navy map, because the guy's dad.
Sorry, just what?
The guy's dad that I was seeing was in the Navy. So he did like some map to dedicate to his dad or something like that.
Oh, wait, that's pretty. I feel
know.
like an asshole. For
No, and the guy who was tattooing him, who was roasting him, being like, this guy sucks, whatever. I was like, yeah. He goes, do you want to do some of the tattoo? And I was like, hell yes, I do. So I've never used a tattoo gun in my life. I put on a glove, get over there, and I'm tattooing the man who ghosted me. And I still, to this day, I'm like, I left my mark on that man.
Yeah,
literally.
That's a literal mark.
That's amazing. Yeah. I love that.
Can we talk about how I don't get how tattoo artists must be the most patient people in the fucking world? Like, talk about a job I could never,
I
ever
know.
do. Like, follow a line for 3 hours and make sure it's straight and not fuck it up for like...
Yo, some of them take like 12 hours
12
a session.
hours.
Like, they're a whole day. Yeah.
Whole days.
How does your hand like create that strength and not get so tired? Gotta be such
We
a
need to
strong
do an
strong
I
hand.
don't get it occupation with the tattoo.
I would love
Let's
that.
do
'Cause I'm
it.
sure they have tons of horror stories, annoying clients, like the ugliest tattoos.
Yes,
like,
yes.
yeah. Oh, I love that idea.
Guys, let's take a quick break. And when we return, we're going to be talking about Naz's interactions with Brad Pitt.
And now a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. Okay, so we have talked about anxiety like so much, even like on this podcast that you're listening to right now. But what is one tool that you can use to work through that and process it and, be with it? BetterHelp. I love BetterHelp online therapy. I recommend it to friends all the time. And listen, there are plenty of ways to support a healthy brain, like learning a new language or taking power naps, but there's also therapy. And I have found that in all the therapy that I have done, I have tools for whenever that anxiety pops up, and it's something that I work through. And I wouldn't have those tools if it wasn't for therapy. And honestly, it is a game changer.
Yeah, and everything's online these days. You're traveling for work, you're doing your work online. You might as well have your therapist online and right at your fingertips. So BetterHelp offers phone, video, and even live chat only therapy sessions. So you don't even have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's so much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours.
So if you guys want to try out BetterHelp, our listeners can get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/getit. That is better, HELP.com/getit. We're back and we're talking Brad Pitt. Naz, tell us everything, every little detail. Give me similes.
You're so funny. There's not much to say aside from the fact that when I found out that I was like doing the interview for Bullet Train, which is a movie that Brad Pitt stars in, I was really excited to see it because if you think about it, like Brad Pitt's career is so intentional and purposeful that it's almost the opposite of like Tom Cruise's. And you guys know how like Tom Cruise is like full on blockbuster movie star, loves it. Every single role Brad is in is like, I don't know. I just feel like he made that decision with a little more, you know what I mean? Like there was a lot of meaning behind it. Like he's like, yes, I want to do this role because he's very picky and choosy. Mm-hmm. So I was really excited to get to talk to him. And then when I was like telling people that I was interviewing him, it's just it's honestly so wild how one human being can have like such a reach, because people would be like, wow, like Brad. And I'm like, he is like this larger than life character and one of the last, I guess, quote unquote, as Quentin Tarantino would say, like great movie stars. Tarantino said trying to describe like when you see Brad Pitt through the camera lens is like trying to describe like starshine. Like you just can't, but it just makes sense, you know, like you just see, he sees him through the camera lens and he's like, this is a movie. And so I was like trying not to have any expectations because you know like how that goes. It's like, well, what is he like in real life? And of course, I walk in, I got to talk to them for 15 minutes, and like the interview's on RottenTomatoes.com and Fandango.com, but he's everything. He's so charming. He's so good looking. His hair looks like it went through a wind tunnel, but somehow it made sense. And on any other person, it would look horrible.
100%.
And he's so smiley and charismatic and like in on the joke that like he is Brad Pitt, but also like able to be deep, and he smelled very sweet and like smoky, and his outfit was just so sick, and he's so just relaxed and like just cool. Like that's the only word I can describe.
Yes.
Like he knows that he's cool, but he's also not in a way where he thinks he's above you in any way. He's just like so happy to like talk to you and like meet. He's happy to talk to like anyone, really.
So how was it when he walked into the room? So like most of your conversation is on camera, right?
Yeah. So they were already sitting in the chairs. So I said hi to them, and then I like fist bumped all three of them as I walked in because they were like in like a fun mood. And then when I walked out, I think one of them asked me like if Naz was short for something, and I said Nazareth, and Brad was like, that's so cool. And like when I looked back at my interview, because I like black out and all them, I feel like I made him laugh like a bunch, but I don't think like you're so in like the mode of asking questions that I wasn't like looking Brad in the eye. And I also could tell that I was definitely more comfortable looking at the other two guys. Like I looked at my interview and I'm like, damn, I'm not even like looking at him in the face as much. And it's
probably this is the first time no one's just been dead locked in on my face in my entire career.
Right. But he was able to look at me the whole time, even when I was asking the other guys questions.
You can't stare at the sun.
Yeah, true. That's starshine.
Oh, I think we should end this podcast on that note. You can't look straight into the sun.
100%. But watch the interview. It's great. And I'm just so happy, and I hope I get to talk to him more. But he literally is everything.
I'm just so glad that, I really wanted to know what he smelled like. Like, that was the thing I texted you. I was like, so what do you smell like? Because you just know, like, someone like that, when I imagine Brad, he's in linen. He smells amazing. Like,
he's in linen.
Yeah.
He smells amazing.
That's so good.
Yeah, guys, this was so fun.
So fun. Thanks
right.
for coming, Sadie.
Thanks for
You're
coming,
welcome
Sadie.
anytime.
Definitely an enhancement. Thank you.
Thank you for letting me crash.
Yeah, and guys, Sadie's hilarious, and she has her own podcast too. Do you want to tell them like where people can find you? And Sadie has hilarious TikTok, so she'll tell you her TikTok and
a
her
TikTok
podcast.
queen.
I do ridiculous TikToks. I tell stories about my time working in LA as like an assistant and crazy things. But my TikTok is at Sadie Lane. And the podcast, which is on hiatus, but it's a podcast about sex and Mormonism for those who are interested. And it's called Missionary because, you know.
Oh, genius.
Yeah, so there's that as well. But the TikTok is where I'm like spilling all my secrets currently.
Perfect. Thank you. It's Sadie Lane or Lynn?
Sadie Lane, Lane.
Lane. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right.
All right, guys. We'll see you next. Oh, wait. One little thing. That people say my coffee instead of a coffee is because everyone takes their coffee differently. And it's your own way of taking your coffee.
Oh, got it. Okay, Lauren was saying how like coffee is the only thing that we like possess. We're like, we say like I haven't had my coffee in the morning, but we're never like, I haven't had my banana in the morning.
Oh, update, guys. My husband is the man who goes and gets hard ice cream by himself. He did it this week.
Really?
Yeah.
A bunch of people do. I was saying like how soft serve's okay to like get like on your own or with other people, but like a Jenny's or Salt and Straw I would never go alone.
That's so funny.
Like that just feels wrong.
I think I would get sweets are where I have like no rules. Like I would get any sweet by myself. Like that's not an issue.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right. Well, we love you guys. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
I don't get it.
Podcast.